Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Sammy.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired, but overall good.
That's good. So, we've been talking about meal prepping, and how did it go last week for you? What did you make?
It went really well. I used the steps that we talked about, and I made eggs and toast, and it was good. But yeah, I think I'm ready for a more complicated recipe, though.
Okay, cool. So before we talk about what you want to make next, let's go to our step one and stop and kind of review your catchphrase that you had last week. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, my catchphrase was, "What's your goal?"
Okay, great. So now that we have oriented you to the task, we're going to define the main goal, which is step 2. So what's your main goal?
So I'm ready for a little bit of a more complicated recipe, and I really enjoy eating salmon and broccoli. So I think maybe the main goal can be making salmon and broccoli.
Perfect. So we're going to take that main goal, and in step 3, we're going to break it up into smaller sub goals. So I have a little worksheet that you can fill out. So up top again, like we were saying, you would put your main goal, which is?
To make salmon and broccoli.
Perfect. And then we're just going to put it into little, break it down into the smaller boxes into your sub goals. So for example, collecting the ingredients. So what would you need in order to make that?
So I need broccoli and salmon.
Perfect.
And salt and pepper and olive oil.
Great. So you would just write that there. So you can go ahead and fill it out.
Perfect. Okay, so salmon and broccoli.
Okay, great. So now you've completed the worksheet, which looks awesome. So I just want you to go kind of through it with me and like evaluate if you've gotten all the steps that you need.
Okay.
And I want you to really visualize yourself kind of going through the steps, just in case that you miss anything and you can kind of catch it yourself.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the first sub goal that we came up with is to collect the ingredients. So the ingredients that we need are salmon, broccoli, salt and pepper, and olive oil.
Great. And how much time would that take?
I think probably like 5 minutes or less, I'm not sure.
Nice. So have you gotten everything that you need?
Yep, I think so.
Great. Next.
Okay, the next one is prepare the ingredients. So I need to wash the broccoli, and then I need to cut it. And then I need to season the salmon with salt and pepper, and then season the broccoli also with salt and pepper.
Nice. So is it everything ready to start?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. And then, okay, great. So sub goal 2 was to collect all your ingredients and prepare it for cooking. And sub goal 3 is you are preparing the food now to cook. So you're using all the tools that you need.
Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to need to get the pan. And I don't like washing dishes, so I'm going to line the pan with aluminum foil.
Smart.
And then I need to put all the ingredients, so the broccoli and the salmon that are already seasoned, onto the pan. And then I think I'm ready to cook it.
Nice. I had one thing. So did you feel like you had everything in that?
Yeah. I did the check of ready to cook, and I think I'm ready to cook. So
great. Okay. One thing that I did notice is that you missed something about the oven.
The oven. Oh, I didn't preheat the oven.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that would go before all of that.
Yes.
So I'll add a number 1 here.
Perfect.
Preheat oven. Okay, now I think checking it again, then I'm ready to cook.
Great. And then the final sub goal is the cooking instructions.
Okay, so the cooking instructions are pretty easy. So I just take the baking sheet and I put it in the oven that's preheated. And then I set the timer for 15 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, then I take it out.
Perfect. Okay, great. So now we've completed all the sub goals and we've checked them. So I just kind of want to go over some self-monitoring checks. Okay. So something that might happen during this, and then it kind of would distract you from completing your main goal of completing the salmon and broccoli. Like for me personally, when I'm doing something and then like the doorbell rings, I get like an Amazon package, I kind of get thrown off. So what's an example that you might have that could distract you?
Maybe if my phone rings, I would get pretty distracted.
Yeah, totally. And like pick it up and have a conversation and be like, what's happening? So what would you do if that happened? You could go back to step number 1 and
I could stop, and then I could say my catchphrase.
Perfect. And then that would really orient you back to the goal.
Cool.
So I think we're all done, and I'm so excited to see how it goes next week.
Me too. I'll let you know.
Yay.